After 4 unforgettable months exploring the breathtaking landscapes of the American Southwest, from waterfall slot canyons to otherworldly landscapes, we're finally pointing the van home to Lake Tahoe. But before we trade cacti for pine trees, we discover one last hidden gem, a remote desert lake perfect for off-grid camping and a quiet send-off from the Southwest. In today's episode, we wrap up this leg of our van life adventure, reflect on the sights we saw on the road, and share what's next as we shift gears before our next big journey. If you're new here, I'm Emily, this is Brian, and our adventure pup Wes. We've been living on the road full-time in our converted Sprinter van since July 2024. Come along for our adventure out there.
You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold. I had to run away high, so I wouldn't come.
Woo! What a long day of driving. Well, we're back in our home state of Nevada, and we found camp for the night. Let's get Gertie level.
And you'll never be.
Everything on this van needs a little bit of love.
Take me to your heart.
And that is one of the big reasons why we are back in our home state. Got a lot of stuff we need to take care of before our next big journey.
I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Home, sweet home.
We're at Lahontan Lake. It's about 2 hours away from our home in Tahoe. And now for the most important test, is it was approved. Oh, wait. Heck yeah. It is a little too late in the day for him to go swimming. We don't want to deal with a wet dog all night, so. But he will get some party time on the beach, promise. I promise.
Pretty good at playing with himself, huh? Despite having grown up in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, I'm surprised I've actually never been to Lake Lahontan before. It's pretty cool. It's a beautiful lake in the middle of the desert. I can imagine that it probably gets pretty busy and wild certain times of the year, but for right now, there's like nobody here and it's super peaceful. And tonight is a night to celebrate, which we'll talk about here in just a minute.
Sunny back here, rainy out here. We just can't escape the weather. That's okay. It'll pass. Nevada. All right, even with all this crazy weather, I think we're gonna try to get dinner going. It's been off and on, but we have this crazy view and it's the end of our Southwest trip, so what better to make tonight than tacos with some green chilies.
And the 505.
505! Taco board.
So we've got dinner going. The rain looks like it may have paused for a little bit and it could be a really pretty sunset. But as I was talking about earlier, tonight is a night to celebrate 4 very fun, awesome months in the Southwest. And it certainly won't be the last winter that we spend in the Southwest.
Heck no.
I mean, everything was just so vibrant, so perfect for this time of year. You know, from when we left Tahoe in January, we went down to Valley of Fire and we did a really cool hike there. We saw those amazing bighorn sheep.
That was really cool, by the way.
They were like right there in camp. And then we went on to Utah. We met up with our friends Nikki and Justin, and it proved to be just maybe a little bit too cold for us that time of year and was. So after a couple nights in Utah, we moved down to Arizona. We went to the Ajo Saguaro forest and organ pipe, and the cacti there were just incredible.
And the weather too. It was worth the move. Right,
yeah.
At the moment.
They had great weather. We saw some good friends in Scottsdale. Love you guys. And then moved on to New Mexico, which I think was such a special treat for us and something that was really unexpected. And now Brian is forever addicted to green chilies.
Forever.
So thanks, New Mexico.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. We started in New Mexico with the Gila Cliff Dwellings, which was just awe-inspiring to see how people lived in those dwellings, 700, 800 years ago. We went to a very cool campground, City of Rocks, and
reminded us of home, kind of.
Reminded us of Alabama hills. And then we moved on to White Sands, and we met up with a stalker who actually turned out to be a really great friend. Hi, Christine. And from there, kind of buzzed through Truth or Consequences, Santa Fe. Weather was kind of poopy. Wasn't great.
It's been off and on this whole southwestern trip. Weather has definitely been hit or miss. There's more of New Mexico we want to see maybe in the spring.
Yeah, I would love to do the Enchanted Circle. Absolutely.
Yeah, we went through there during a major winter storm. So. And there was a lot of camping along a river. We kept saying how beautiful this must be in the spring when the trees are green, and we're just going to have to go back.
We will. And then before we left New Mexico, we spent a good week up in the Badlands and by Valley of Dreams because we really wanted to get there, but weather was not on our side.
One of my favorite areas of all time, by the way.
The Badlands?
Yes.
Yeah. Badlands were really, really cool. Then we thought it was time to go to Colorado. Colorado.
Sorry, Colorado.
Colorado had different plans for us. They were like, nope, it's still winter here. So we spent one night in Colorado before we called it, moved on to Utah, and we're in Utah for a couple of nights before we went up to Moab. And then in Moab, we had, I think, an incredible time. We finally hiked to Delicate Arch in Arches National Park, which I've wanted to do forever, but we haven't done yet. And then on to Goblin Valley, which never disappoints. We found an amazing slot canyon there.
Southern Utah is just overlander, dispersed camping. That is the place to be.
Moonscape Valley Overlook, which was so incredible. Bentonite Hills, which there's the colors of the rocks, make you feel like you've transported to another world and you're on Mars. And then we went south hoping to get a permit for the wave.
Let's not forget Escalante. New favorite area of all time. That whole area is amazing and unspoiled. And
Hole in the Rock Road with the Cosmic Ashtray.
All the slot canyons.
The slot canyons,
limitless.
the caves.
Yeah.
Incredible place. And then we tried to get to the permit in the wave, which was just not in the cards for us. So we went on to White Pocket, which I think actually may have been even better. We spent a night at White Pocket exploring that area, and it was so, so incredible. After White Pocket, we went up towards Zion. Zion was busy, very busy. So we found an incredible slot canyon hike at Kanara Falls. That was probably one of the highlights of my trip. And then we went on to some hot springs, Mystic Hot Springs in Monroe, which were absolutely incredible and such a nice relief. After 4 months in Utah, exploring the area, meeting lots of new friends, old friends along the way, we're back in Nevada, taking care of some business. And wow, I'm looking at the sunset right now, and I've got to turn the camera around.
It's not bad.
This is incredible. And we're making tacos tonight.
On the beach. There's no one here, absolutely no one else here.
It's not a bad way to end our time in the Southwest and look forward to what's to come.
Tacos are about ready. Got this beautiful sunset. I think we're gonna eat these up and just enjoy the rest of the evening. Tacos are definitely superior to fajitas. Good night.
Wesley.
Good morning. Gonna be a slow morning around here. We're really not in any rush today. Gonna make some coffee, of course. Some breakfast outside on the Skottle. And then we're gonna go see if we can get one of our cars to start. That should be fun. Would you like some tea?
Please, thanks, babe.
Some chai?
Chai. What happened?
I don't know.
After almost 300 days making coffee in the van, things go wrong.
Oh, it's warm. All right, I'm hungry. Got some breakfast going, some bacon and potatoes. Put a little cheese on. Now I'm gonna have a tortilla. And of course, some green chilies. Gross, out of these. Are you gonna be able to find these at home? Kind of just emptied the fridge out this morning because we're not going to be using it for the next week. So everything taco.
Getting packed up and ready to go. And I just have to say, this is the last time that I'm going to have to put Sprout in his little cup holder. He's doing so good. But because we're going to be going into Canada this summer, he's going to have to stay at home. And hopefully my brother and sister-in-law don't kill him while we're gone.
All right, let's get off this beach. We didn't air down yesterday to get in here, so hopefully we don't have issues getting out. Should be okay. A little bit deep. And then, yeah, let's hit the road. Got off that beach, no problem. Never pass up a free dumpster. Well, we just got to the storage unit. It looks like we might not be getting our car out after all. There's a trailer parked in front of our container.
We're storing our vehicles in a shipping container on a buddy's property, and doesn't look like we'll be able to get them out today. We'll just have to make arrangements next time. Don't really think about it because it hasn't been an issue in the past. There's never been a trailer parked right in front of the storage container, but we've also been gone for a very long time. So things like that happen. To Tahoe we go.
Good to be back at the lake, back in the trees. But we did miss construction season.
That I've seen too many romantic dreams, open lights falling off the silver screen. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to read. Sometimes nothing keeps me together at the seams. I'm on my way.
Good morning. It's a couple of days later, and although we weren't able to get our cars, we are able to borrow this awesome Jeep Wrangler. Happens to be my dad's. My brother held on to it, so I've been running all the errands with it. And this morning, it's nice to do a little walk down to the lake. Oh man, I've lived here almost my entire life. Moved here when I was 7, and it still never gets old. Absolutely love living a life on the road, don't get me wrong. Super grateful for that opportunity, but still being able to come back to a place like Tahoe is pretty special. And of course, no trip home would be complete without just some little time down by the lake.
As Emily mentioned before, we've been here for a couple days now, trying to get the van, ourselves, and Wes ready for that big adventure back north up to Alaska. We've caught up with some friends, some family, spent a little bit of time down here at the lake. It's been a productive week trying to get Gertie ready to head back to Alaska, and that's where we're gonna pick you guys up next time. We hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure out there.